Hey everyone, welcome to Hack Shack Studios. RT Bear here on a lovely, lovely rainy day here in Texas. They said light rain today. This is not light rain. This is not light rain. I'm going to wait to see a sign of life, and I'm going to show you what Texas considers light rain. And this is not that. But while we're waiting, did anybody see the debate last night? The Ethan Van Sciver, Taylor, whatever his name is. I don't know what his name is, his full name. But I think Ethan was railroaded. I think he got there under from some false pretenses. Taylor C. Mitchell. Taylor C. Mitchell. I'm going to go by Arthur E. T. Bear. Sounds more official. So yeah, Taylor C. Mitchell is the masturbator, and he went in, and I guess he was pretty prepared. I think the debate was supposed to be on the validity of Comicsgate, but it turned into more of like the validity of Ethan Van Sciver. Like the guy kind of went really personal with it, and it seemed pretty clear that this guy had a mat on, not even an agenda. The guy had a mat on, and just wanted to try to expose and humiliate Ethan to his audience. And I don't think he succeeded. I think with that, like these debates without a moderator and clear like guidelines for rules, I don't think you can really go a winner or loser. So I think it's whoever, whatever you think going into it. It is what it is. But I was proud of the kid. I think Ethan went in there, and I think he held his own. I think he made some good arguments. I do think that Mitchell, that Taylor C. Mitchell, it was very clear that he had some agenda there. He had a mat on. Let me see. Okay, so we got enough people here. Let me see if I can get this camera to work. Let me see here. Okay, so here we go. We're turning it around. It's a little bright outside. Oh my gosh, what the hell happens to this camera? I did it earlier and it worked fine. Hold on. Come on, there isn't that much sun out there. I did this earlier. Hold on. Let me come back around, and wow, man, it's really coming down right now. That would have been a good picture. Damn you, camera. Damn you, camera. I had just worked it out. Let me just knock all the brightness down. Let me see. Let's see if this works better. Not really. You can hear it though. I can hear the rain. Oh my gosh, this was going to be my shtick. I did check it out, and white balance. That's not it. Gain. There we go. Gain was too high. All right. So let me, you can see it just pouring down. Let me turn up the contrast a little bit. All right, now we got an image. This is what it looked like earlier. Yeah, this is what they call light rain. So this is the view from the studio here. So yeah, it is it is pouring out. Yeah, we get a little flood on the side of the house there, but you can kind of see the pool is elevated, so the backyard kind of goes lower behind it. So it all drains into that green belt behind the fence. And that thing's about 20 feet deep. It doesn't look deep in the image here, but it's really deep. So there's really no chance for flooding. Well, I say that now. I guess it really does rain. You guys get hurricanes and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, this is it. So here's the other windows here. So I get to look out at the rain today. Yeah, I like it. We went out in it earlier. it was fun. The dog isn't feeling too good, so let me try to fix this. How do I fix this? I turn the gain back up. There we go. Sorry about that, you guys. This camera is really sensitive to light. And I did work it out before the show. Everything looked like it was a go. And now we're back. We're back, baby. All right. So yeah, it was so funny because we went out this morning. We had to, oh my gosh, you guys, this dog is not only a demon dog, but he's also, we can't seem to cure his, he's got these worms. So man, this dog has cost me so much money already to try to get these worms treated. And so we thought we had him under control, and then we took him in the other day and he still has problems. So now I'm going to have to treat the grass and everything else because he plays in the grass, and we got to try to kill those rascals. So last night he didn't feel too good. He was we had to nurse him like a baby. He was puking all night. He was puking all night, and he was having a hard time. So, it was really heartbreaking because that dog is so full of life, and then to see him kind of beat up, it was kind of sad. But he's feeling a little better today. But I got to treat that grass. There's this DE that you spread on the grass, and it's supposed to get into the dirt, and then it kills the worms inside the grass there. And then whenever he poos, you pick up the poo and then you sprinkle the stuff on it. So, man, we had a dog in California, but that dog was not as high maintenance as this dog is. Maybe just because he's a puppy, but it was nice today. He was low key and he was really loving, which he's not usually. So I took a little nap and he was on top of me. He only bit me a couple times, but it was nice. It was nice. So Arrow's coming along. So that's my Arrow update. I really don't have much to talk about. It was just Pamela and I planned on going to Spring, Old Town Spring, and that was my birthday present to her, but we never got around to it because of rain. So we were going to do it today, and then it rained as well. So something doesn't want us to go over there. So I was like, well, let's do a live stream. Let's do this. All right, we got Linkovich. How are you? We got Jason. What's up? We got Praetor 7. Yeah, Texas flood, like Stevie Ray Vaughan. Yeah, it drains really good here in the Woodlands, though. You're hard pressed to really find a lot of like flood water in a place where it's not supposed to be. Like all the sides of the roads have deep ravines and stuff like that, and there's waterways all along the backs and stuff like that. So it drains really well here. So it's rained hard a couple times. So I've been watching, and we're not on a floodplain. We wanted to make sure of that before we moved out here. So yeah, it's kind of fun coming from California. I've never seen so much rain before, so it's fun. I saw part of the debate. Was pretty annoyed by the guy himself. Yeah, and he was talking in circles. He was just kind of like hammering on the same things over and over again. And I thought that at times he made good points, but most of the time it seemed like he was really he just had a mat on. And the thing is, I thought when Ethan was making some points, some good points, like about different people being persecuted in Comicsgate, things like that. The guy never gave it to him. He never said, yeah. And so in the chat, I was like, Taylor, cancel culture is real. You can't deny it. You can't. I've been a victim of it. Pretty much everybody in Comicsgate has. Even people that aren't Comicsgate have. Joe Bennett, was a victim of cancel culture. It's real, man. There are some real assholes out there. So I thought it was really he wasn't fair-minded either. he didn't concede some major points, and I thought that he should have. Matt on. I love that phrase. Ha 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 ha. Image or imagine if someone. Hello, everyone. If someone did what? Don't leave me hanging. Ethan did a good job evading the traps. Yeah, he sure did. I was very proud, man. I told him I was going to be your ring man. I was gonna be, his cut guy. Like, he gets smacked over the thing. I'll put some of the, oh God, I forgot what it's called now. Like Vaseline over it, and I'll have a spit bucket there, and I'll talk him up. Go out there, champ. Give him the 1-2. He can't take an uppercut. Give him a couple more body shots. We'll finish this guy. So yeah, I was very proud of the kid. I thought Ethan went in there and held his own, and I thought he held his head high. I wouldn't have had the patience for it, man. I would not have had the patience for it. I would have had to finally cut to the chase and say, "What are you getting at, man? It sounds like these are personal attacks. This doesn't sound like we're on subject matter here. Where you're just making this about me." And Comicsgate is so much more than just me. It's a lot of different people. It's RT Bear. It's Comic Book Bob. It's Praetor 7. It's Linkovich. It's all of us. It's Jason. I'm trying to look at all the names. It's Eric the Guapo. It's Victor Thomas. It's Yesterday's Fool. It's J-Dog. Mo Fantasy. Ooh. What's the fantasy? Dueling Streams. Dueling Streams. What? Prater says Aaron just went live. LOL. Well, I was gonna promote Aaron a little bit here. My parents' dog used to be a demon, but he has dementia now. I hope that's not. I hope that Arrow doesn't go that way. He's a little young now. We have Adam. He's seen 3 different people, and they all say, well, the type of dog he is, they're all a little like all puppies are hyper and they bite a lot, but this dog really needs to be stimulated all the time, or else he becomes destructive. Share some of the rain with us in Waco. No, it's all ours. Can't have any. You can have some. That's a hot X-Men cover behind you, Artie, old boy. Artie, old boy. Eric the Guapo. Let me see. Comic Book Bob says he wasn't there to have a debate. He was there to try to catch Ethan in a gotcha moment. For sure. You were there to be the corner man. Yeah. Get out there, rub his shoulders. Get out there. He can't combat combos. Give him the 1-2. Trial of Ethan was an accurate description. Yeah, it was definitely a trial. It's dank, Frankie. GK1 says, hello. I am the leader of Comicsgate. Okay, Bob, that's cool. Man, there's a lot of light coming through that. I'm like a human sunbeam right now. No mustache rights here. Art is the Mickey of CG. What? How dare you? I don't even know what that means. Hail to the great Comic Book Bob. Yes, General Piggy. Hail to Bob. So let's check out my buddy Aaron Lopresti's campaign. He is going strong. He's a good guy, and I do believe he is. Yeah, he's at his last 11 hours. So he's 11 hours out. He has 85K, over 85K. He's got 1,000. He's got 1,162 backers. This campaign is going really, really good. And so Empire Comics is his publishing division, and he and Empire are putting out Wraith of God. So this book looks fantastic. I think of it like it's like Zorro. It's like Batman on horseback. kind of thing. And then he brings in the supernatural with werewolves and vampires and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. So he's kind of like Zorro the Vampire Hunter. And werewolves, let's not forget that. And yeah, look at this. This is kind of a retro 70s Marvel cover when Marvel was cool. And then this was a cover that Aaron had to stand in for because somebody backed out because of the Comicsgate heat. And so Aaron stepped up and did the cover himself. I think it came out pretty good. It came out pretty good. So here's some of the interiors to give you an idea. Just a quick little side note. This is how far Comicsgate has come. Brian Miller was the original colorist on Black and White, believe it or not. And he was the colorist all the way up till days before we went live on Volume 1. And so the SJWs, yeah, there's no cancel culture. There's no SJWs. There's none of these people. Wow, the rain is coming down big time. Yeah, none of this exists, but yet they put a lot of pressure on Brian Miller and Hi-Fi. And the next thing we know it, we don't have Brian Miller coloring the book anymore. And we were giving Brian a bunch of money. Like he was getting paid really, really well to do this. And he was like 8 pages into it, into coloring it. And then he said, Art, I can't. He goes, I know you're not evil. I've known you for a long time. I know everything that they're saying isn't true. But right now, I just don't want to deal with the heat that comes with Comicsgate. And so I was like, yeah, of course. I can't make you stay, and I don't want pressure, and I don't want you suffering financially for these assholes coming in and basically just canceling you. And so he was like, thanks, it's not personal, no harm, no foul kind of thing. And I think he meant it. But I think it's funny how far things have turned now where, Comicsgate is a little safer place now. I think it's a more viable, do I dare say viable place now? And so Brian Miller has come over and he is coloring Aaron Lopresti's book. So I think Aaron got a good colorist out of it. And I kept looking for a colorist. And I found Priya Parai, and I got Kyle oh my gosh, Kyle Ritter to come in and do the colors. I know too many Kyles for the cover. And so it was all stressful. It was very last minute, but we ended up between Priya and Kyle getting everything done for the campaign just days before we launched. It was very, very stressful. But yeah, I don't blame Brian. I just think it's the jerks that go in there and try to hurt people and destroy people. But it's nice to see that Brian, feels like Comicsgate is viable and safe enough now that he can work with some of us, and I'm happy about that. So yeah, so this campaign, it's in its last 11 days. I do believe he's going to have a second 30, so you'll still get a shot at getting the book. Excuse me, but like I said, Aaron's a good guy, so go back the book. I don't know if there's going to be any kind of closeout. Wow, there's a lot of light. Hold on, you guys. I'm gonna close the shade here. There's too much light coming through this window. This camera is really weird. Yeah, let's go. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, well, now it's a little too dark, but it's better. I don't look like the human sunbeam anymore. Yeah, so yeah, go back. Aaron's book. It looks fantastic. Aaron's a good guy. Shelly, his wife, is a pistol, as they say. And they are Comicsgate, and they know how to defend themselves, which is good. You sort of have to. Let me see. Maybe it's this gain of function. There we go. It's always the gain. Always the gain. So we should have a good image now. That's better. Yeah. So go check that out. Mick and Rocky's. Oh, okay. Mickey from Rocky. Yeah. I got it. finally. Those debate stands are boring because it's always the same accusations and generalizations that are easily torn apart. Yeah, I kind of came in and out of the debate as well. I ended up like watching a movie with my wife, and then we came. She watched a little bit of it, and she was kind of the same thing. It's like, what is this guy? He's just kind of like he's just harping on the same thing over and over again. Uh, so now I get it. I get it. Let me see. I need. Let me see. Dank Frankie says I need to find my old hi-fi how to color comics book. Yeah. I helped support that book. He crowdfunded, I believe. Yeah, Brian's a good guy. He really is. And that's who they go after. They go after good guys and they try to tear them down. Good guys sometimes they think equals weak people. Just because you're good and you're kind, it doesn't mean you're weak. It's raining in California right now. Oh wow! Almost had to turn on the wipers. Oh yeah, that is rain in California. It's also a reason to shut the whole state down. Because if it drizzles in California, oh my gosh, hell breaks loose. Hell breaks loose. Yeah, good colors. Indeed, Dinky Frankie. I actually think that Priya did a better job with the colors. I'm kind of glad that that Brian, because I think nothing against Brian, it's just different. But I like Priya's colors on black and white better. What about the new guy? Isn't he a colorist? The new guy. Oh yeah. I don't remember his name. Yeah, but Priya hooks me up, man. He does good. He's going to color black and white too as well. Let's see. What are you working on, Art? Show us your lines. I have to do some of these pages from a long time ago. I didn't do blacks on, so one of you guys ordered this Batman page, so I have to do the blacks on it. So that'll probably be what I'm doing today, and then I do have this page. Let's see if this will. I'm doing. Let me see this. I'm doing breakdowns, so I'm kind of doing thumbnail breakdowns on black and white. So these are the last couple pages here that I'm doing. So I think I got this page too, but it's in pencil form. There's no way you're going to see it. So I think I'm about 4 or 5 pages away, and they're all in layout. So they're already kind of drawn. I just have to tighten them up and then ink them up. And then I'll have all 62 pages of the story proper done. And then I still need to hang out with Joe Thunderbuns, Joe Fulton, and iron out the finale to the story. We have 2 potentials. I have one of them. Well, I have 2 of them penciled, but I just have to kind of run it by him and see what he signs off on, what he thinks is the best way to do it, and then we'll go with that. But in the meantime, I'm working them both up anyway, and so then hopefully we can get to the stretch goal and fund the 4-page epilogue. That's going to be a lot of fun, and that will be a buffer between the story proper, the first 2 issues, the origin story, and potentially where black and white are going to go in the future. So that's what I'm working on right now. And also I'm filing all the such a mess, like drawing, then scanning, then filing. This is a 62-page story right now, and so there's a lot of pages to keep track of. Yeah. So let's see what Roland says. Where did the dark chin strap come from, Art? It came from peer pressure on a live stream to dye my beard. I'm weak-willed. Trevor Cameron, old Hack Shack alumnus, really talented artist, talented inker. Everybody go check out Trevor Cameron's work. I think he's on all social media. Hey, I just heard about Joe. That sucks, that cancel culture. Oh yeah, actually, you worked with me on some of those Joe stories. I think definitely New 52 Terminator, the Deathstroke, and I think some of the Hawkman stuff as well. Let me go back. Hey Art, just heard about Joe. He's talking about Joe Bennett. That sucks. That cancel culture has done him and so many others. Can't wait to see what he comes up with for Black and White. Love the stuff back at the studio days. Yeah, at one point, Trevor and I were trying to bring Black and White to bear. But I think I had too many ideas, and there's too many approaches. I had too much baggage because there was 25 years worth of ideas that I had, and some of them had made it onto paper, some of them didn't, and so we were kind of trying to figure out how to make it all work. And then when I started working with Taylor Grosso on it, she read the original 3 issues, and so she just clearly said, I really like the miniseries. I like it. Why do you want to change it? And I said, what do you mean? She goes, the sensibility is really good. She said, it's very refreshing. I know it was done in the 90s, but it's refreshing to see the tone and that type of story done now. She said, I think it would do well, and I like it. And then so I just asked her to be critical. So what parts didn't work for you, so on and so forth. And then we just got creatively talking, and then it just happened, and it happened quickly. So the new Black and White volume 1 and 2 are, the first issue is pretty much based on the first 2 issues of the miniseries. It kind of goes into more detail. It fleshes the story out a lot. And then it brings in more of a future tense idea, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to make it more modern, like future modern, like maybe 2050, although I never wanted to date it. I just wanted to be like the not too distant future. And this future is like robots exist. They exist alongside humans. And so that was the backdrop I wanted. So then we kind of, Taylor and I retooled it to accommodate robots more. And so then we turned the bad guy into more specific into, a tech robot designer, tech leader of this company, president of this company, and founder. So we kind of built it out based on those first 2 issues, and then issue 3 that I'm working with Joe Fulton on, not issue 3, but it's based on issue 3. It's volume 2. Is it's really really loosely based on issue 3. But it goes in completely different directions. And if you read the original 3 issues from the 90s, this is going to feel completely different, especially with issue 2. Issue 2, it's all brand new. There's maybe a few beats that are from the original, but other than that, this is all brand new content. And it was so tough to do. It originally started off as 48 pages, then went to like 50 something, and then it went to 62 pages. And so now with the epilogue, it'll be like 66 pages or so. So it's really built into this grand storyline with a lot of ideas, and mainly you're going to get a real sense of this JC, aka well, it should be Jake Chang, I'll say it again. Jake Chang, aka JC. There you go. And yeah, you're going to get to see him and understand like what he's about, what he's up to, what his master plan is, all that stuff. So it's going to be really really fleshed out. So it's going to be amazing, you guys. And I'll show you Black and White in a bit. But I just want to highlight Trevor again. Yeah, hey Trevor, thank you so much, man. I know there was a lot of turmoil in the studio when you were here, and but you were very loyal, and we did some great comic books when you were here. Here as in Hack Shack. Hack Shack is now in Texas. It's not in California anymore. So So yeah, I did appreciate it, and thank you too for keeping the black and white, or helping to keep the black and white dream alive. I always appreciated that. So keep up your drawings, keep up your good work, and like I said, you guys go check out Trevor Cameron's work. I know he's got a Facebook. I don't know if he's up on Twitter or not. Let's see what Kevin says. So after Aaron failed with Garbage Man and hanging with Smiller, he became CG. Um, Aaron and I always hung out during all that stuff. And so, I had him on the show a couple times. I, I gave him some advice, and I don't mean this to sound like bad towards Miller, but I did say to Aaron, I think it was, yeah, I'm not going to get into too much details, but I told him, I said, it's probably not good for you to fence it. And it's okay if you want to stay friends with Mike and all that and hang out with Mike. But there are people in Comicsgate that are very passionate about Comicsgate and know it's very fragile and defend it. And so Miller and Doug TenNapel and a few others, kind of spoke out against it. And so I said there's going to be some mixed there could be some mixed feelings there. So I didn't tell him what to do. I just said that I think it's better if you kind of pick a camp to be in. And it's weird. It's really like life is this took me a long time too, so I know where Aaron's coming from. It's like, well, you don't want to be told who to be friends with and who not to be friends with, and that's fine. But in the world now, it really is pushing everybody to pick a side. Like, are you Republican? Are you Democrat? Are you Christian? Are you atheist? Are you like, it's so polarized these days that life is kind of forcing you to focus what your beliefs are, like what truly is important to you. I used to think of myself as like more of a moderate and kind of liberal, and I would definitely say that I wouldn't say that I'm Republican or Democrat. I wouldn't say any of those things. I vote my conscience, but I'm definitely more conservative leaning at this point. And I definitely see the conservative point of view way clearer than I see the progressive. I see a lot of destruction and tearing down of things that I really love and I believe in that are being done by, quote unquote progressives or SJW types, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So that's kind of why I feel I had to make a stand. And gave Aaron some advice, and then when I made a suggestion about the professionals, I didn't come up with the name, but when I mentioned to those guys, it was after a Billy stream. We were all on Billy's stream, and I said, this felt good. We should keep doing this, kind of like the Jack Show. And so, we should all host it on our channel every week and do it on a regular basis. And that way, we can kind of have this unity, this group unity, and then we can also help each other with the platforms, and so they all agreed. But Aaron wasn't part of it originally. And so then, I was like, we should bring Aaron in. And so Aaron came in because I think, we didn't want to be pushy because we didn't really know where Aaron, fit in or anything like that. So then, Aaron he jumped right in. And so we just started doing things very matter of fact. And this was months before, he launched Wraith of God. And so, he just really fit in. And then as soon as he launched that campaign and was on Ethan's stream a lot, more as a regular, and then through the money up that he did, through the dollar signs, they came at him. And holy shit, did they get more than they bargained for on that one? Yeah, that's the thing about, like, I think they thought I was docile. I think that they thought Aaron was docile, and that they could go bully him. And I think they've been proven wrong so far. I'm not saying it's over, and I'm not saying that they're going to stop, but But I think between Black and White and between Wraith of God, I think we've proven it's over 100K worth of crowdfunding money. I think we've proven them wrong. So, okay, let me see if I can say this. Ort Cloud Clown Comet Cowboy. That is a dyslexic nightmare, but if I slow down, I can work it out. So Hell Art, Hell the MF and chat, Hell Comicsgate, how we doing today? I'm doing great, man. Actually, the sun's coming out, which is kind of strange. That's why you see more light on my face. Look at that. Light's always changing. Let's see. Don't let them get you down, Art. Your beard makes you look distinguished. Yes, indeed. Oliver says, hey, yo. Let's see what Roland has to say. The dyed beard is distracting, but I like it. I'll tell you right now, it looks way better on camera. In real life, it looks pretty cheesy. My wife's pretty brave to hang out with me. You know what? I'm going to leave it here, and then I'm going to share something with you guys. Let's see. Where are we? Where are we? Okay, that's where we're at. Okay, let's do this. Let's share some Black and White. The reason for the season. All right, this is Black and White, Volume 2, Man versus Machine. In a world where law and order is often blurred to gray, justice can only be ... black and white. So we're 8 days out. So Ethan's got a little bit more head of steam on us. So he's got 11 hours. We got 8 days. Like I said on a previous stream, 1,000 backers is the sweet spot. 1,000 backers is the sweet spot for these campaigns. As far as print runs, numbers, and finances, $1,000 is, or 1,000 backers, I should say, sorry, is definitely the sweet spot. So let me play you guys this. This is a new video by Red Gaze. Let me go back.
From our team there comes the exciting conclusion to the Black and White origin saga. 60 pages of pulse-pounding action. In a world where law and order are often blurred to gray, justice can only be black and white. Man versus machine.
So cool. So darn cool. Yeah, thank you so much, Red Gaze, for that. Red Gaze has Sunsworn right now. It's in demand. Go back that book. That is Red Gaze's book. It looks fantastic. And give that man some of your lovin'. So, yeah, so here's the cover. They are back and badder than ever. This is Volume 2, Man versus Machine. I got the brilliantly talented Stefani Renee to do the colors. I still pinch myself that I get to work with such A-list talent. This is absolutely amazing. So happy with the way the art on this book is coming out. The story is fantastic. Joe and I pulled out all the stops as far as story. And I want to do a show with Joe if he's listening. And I want to break down, like maybe take 4 or 5 pages and show the layouts and then show the plot and kind of talk about how we brought maybe those 4 or 5 pages together. Probably a scene. So, like most of the scenes in the book are, 4 or 5 pages. And so, we could talk about the creative process a little bit. We did one the other day. We did it, Joe and I, with Von Klaus and Pedro Eng. And that was a lot of fun. I'll tell you guys, I've never just sat in a room with 3 other creative people that were working on my IP before, and I just had this out of body, like surreal experience. Like, holy shit, this level of talent are hanging out with me, and we're talking about a character, like characters that my wife and I created, 25 years ago. Like, this is fantastic. And so you guys don't ever think I don't have these pinch me moments constantly. I've waited 25 years to bring this book back. There has never been a time like this that supported independent projects like this. Comicsgate is the exception. So when I started hanging out with Mike Miller and Ethan Van Sciver in the early days, and actually Mitch Bratweiser, there was it was actually like Donald DeLay and Nasser, so that was kind of like the brain trust, and Doug TenNapel. I knew Doug before Comicsgate, and he actually was a little bit of a mentor behind the scenes on Chrono Mechanics. And he did a quote for Chrono as well. So I still like those guys. I just wish they would. This is how I feel. I'm just going to say this about Comicsgate. If Doug TenNapel and Mike S. Miller just left and didn't say anything, it would have been okay. But they left, and then they said like it's a cult, and they said some other things about Comicsgate, and I was like, Mike, I'm still Comicsgate. Like, I'm your friend. Like, why are you doing this? Doug, I'm your friend. Why are you doing this? If you want to leave, no harm, no foul. That's great. That's fine. Nobody has a problem with that. But you don't have to like cast shade on your way out. And that's the problem I had with all that. And I don't want to get overly into it, but that's kind of it. So I know it says 64 pages. We've been playing with the format constantly. So at this point, it's 62 pages with a 4-page epilogue that, if we can get to that stretch goal, will unlock. So it's probably going to be more of like a 66, maybe 68-page story. But we're still building this, you guys. You guys are the producers. We're still in the creative process. This thing is ongoing. This thing's changing, constantly. And so, like I said, on colors, we have Priya Parai, and lettering, we have Eric Weathers. We have this variant cover by Kenneth Rocafort, which is doing very, very well. Thank you guys so much. I'm sure Kevin or Kenneth is really excited about that as well. We have the High Octane Adventure. So this is what I was talking about. This is Von Klaus of Monster MD fan. And this is Pedro Eng. Oh my gosh, you know what I could do? I have a rough animation from Pedro Eng in the animated style. I could show you guys. Let me see if I can find this. Oh shit, I'm sharing this with you guys, aren't I? Let me stop sharing. I gotta stop doing that. I think that I can just bounce around. And then, you just dox everybody. So let me see. So I should be fine. I'm back. So let me go. I'll find his, and then I'll go back to the black and white. Here we go. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to finish up with the black and white campaign here. Put a nice bow on it, and then we'll show off the Pedro Eng video. The animated video in a world. All right. So yeah, here's the High Octane Adventure done by Pedro Eng and Von Klaus. It's 22 pages. We got a lower price point for this book. It's $15. Playing with format a little bit, you guys. So if this does really well, it's going to encourage me to move forward, and maybe someone, some other people in Comicsgate, to try to do different formats with different page counts. One of the things Joe Fulton and myself have been talking about is how to move forward with black and white. I want to do one and dones, but to do epic stories, we're going to have to, have a lot of pages. So, excuse me, we're going to try to figure out how to do like 100-page epic, stories, and make them one and dones. Because the dangling plot lines, the cliffhanger things, I think it's really hard to do in the way I'm doing it anyways, because these aren't really geared up for monthly. This is not like a monthly kind of assembly line process. There's a lot of moving parts, and they're all the moving parts are done by me, all the different hats and stuff like that. So it's a little bit more to it than just like, sitting down and drawing a comic book. So it's a little bit more time consuming. So these projects take a little bit more time. So that's why I want to do one and dones. I think the Chrono Mechanics was good because it was a one and done adventure. And then I don't feel pressure to do. I want to do another Chrono book, but it's not. I have to get that next book out so you can get a conclusion to the story. So kind of learning as I go here, what works, what doesn't. It's an ongoing process. So this is volume 1, a second printing with a brand new cover. You guys said you wanted. This is how you know that Comicsgate is growing. There were people that contacted me say, well, we weren't around for the first campaign. Are you going to reissue the issue 1? And so I started thinking, wow, man, we've been building this thing. There's a whole new fan base that's been growing since, the original Black and White volume 1. So this is the second printing, brand new cover. And this is Kyle Ritter on colors. And I think it came out fantastic. This is going to make a great cover. And this is for issue 1. So we have the Greg Capullo variant. The one on the left with the remastered, that is no longer for sale. We have a few left, but we don't have a lot. And so we do have some of the Virgin variants. And so that is only available at this point in the Jam, in the Black and White Jam. And so these are doing well. These are the original story layouts, which I just showed you. You can get these as add-ons or as its own tier. And these are small, half of 8.5 by 11, like story breakdowns. So these are all penciled and then inked up with just like a Sharpie, just a marker. And yeah, I think they're good, and they're cool work behind behind the scenes process, work in progress kind of things. And I think it'll be fun to show, when you get the book, you can kind of look at your page and go, oh, okay, this is this page, this is how it started. And then this is how it finished up. And so then I might launch another commission. These things are selling really fast. So we've had 2 commissions so far. This is a commission from Volume 1's campaign. So it's just an example of what the commissions look like. And then oh my gosh, stretch goals, you guys. We got 3 of the stretch goals already unlocked. We got the 30K, which is the trading card. We have the 40, which is the Boom Baby Inco sticker. And then we have the 50K, which is the upgraded cover. So all the books will have an upgraded cover stock, and the main books will have the square bound, more graphic novel format. And then 55 is paper stock. And then at 60, we have the Phoenix World Rises patches. A lot of my campaigns have patches because I think they look freaking awesome, and you guys are digging them. So we'll get that to you at 60. God, I would love to get this first 30 days at around 60. That would be so good, And then when we go into the second 30, we can kind of build off of that, because 60 is pretty phenomenal for a 30-day campaign. So then this is this is kind of cool. This is the 65. This is the PDF of Joe Fulton and my story breakdown, like the written, like the plot, and then my art breakdowns. You get both of those. So then at 65K, you'll be able to see like the whole work in progress. You'll get to see the written word, you'll get to see the breakdowns, and that will all come in the form of a PDF. And hopefully we can get this 75K, because that is the epilogue. That is the 4-page epilogue. And that will be pretty much kind of wrapping up issue 2 storyline. And then it will kind of give you a glimpse of where the story will go from there. And so then here is a black and white of the main cover. And we're going to do some cool stuff too for the second 30, you guys. So the second 30 is going to be pretty cool. Yeah, and we just added the Inco T-shirt, and you can get that as an add-on, and all the books you can get as add-ons. So you can get all 4 of the main books. So you can get the main book, Black and White 2. You can get the variant of Black and White 2 with the Kenneth Rocafort cover. You can get the second printing of Volume 1, and you can get the High Octane Adventures as add-ons, as you can the Inco T-shirt and the the original story page layout, which are only 40, and we're only charging $1 for shipping. And we weren't going to charge anything, but the way the Indiegogo page is set up, you have to fill out, all the slots. So we had to pick, a dollar amount for shipping. So, and that's going to go right in the Gemini mailer with a plastic bag with the backing board on it as well. So that's going to be pretty, hopefully damage free. In the shipping. I'm gonna have to, man, the sun just came out. Hold on, I gotta stop my camera here. Too much light. All right, so there we go. This should look better. Sorry about that. Technical differences or difficulties. Boom. Yeah, there we go. That's better. And yeah, so it's gonna be, it's a killer campaign. I'm really excited about it. I think we've basically just started. I do believe that we can, with a lot of work, we can get this thing to 100K. That's my goal. My goal is to really hustle, and with your support, I know we can do it. So, oh shoot, you know what I didn't do? Let me go back. Let's see here. I think we got some traction here. So we're at 5285, 620 backers. Let's hit the refresh. We got 2 backers. Very cool. So now we're edging on 53K. Yeah, wow, this is fantastic. Thanks to everybody. Thank you so very much. And let's just keep this thing going. For sure. Indeedy do. Let's see what Thank you, Frankie says. I've been with CG since the beginning. I would think less of Aaron if he abandoned his friendship with Mike. Yeah, I'm still friends with Mike too. Yeah, I never actually drew any line with him or Doug. So as far as I'm still concerned, yeah, we're still friends. And I still hang out with a lot of the same people. And I do realize that a lot of Comicsgate, or what was considered like Comicsgate fan base, still go and support Mike. And I would never ever say don't go support Mike or don't support Doug or any of that stuff. Everybody's free to do whatever they want. I just kind of gave Aaron just he can do with what he wants, you know what I mean? And I wasn't telling him what to do. But there are people that do see it as 2 different camps, and they see it that way. So CG will more than survive. It will thrive. Yes, indeed. And you know what? I say it all the time, like, Mike, you're always welcome back. I think there are people that might still have a problem, but like I said, other than some of the things you said on the way out, we're still as good as we ever were, as far as I'm concerned. I just don't go on his program. GK1, do we tell people who to be friends with? SCG, I don't want to be that guy. I don't either. I was just giving him the heads up because he also, Aaron was kind of hanging out with War Campaign. And so I just told him kind of how people's perception of these things are. I wasn't telling him what to do. I would never do that. But having been here and kind of lived through some of this stuff, when Mike and Doug and all that stuff was happening, and Mitch, there were hard times here. It was difficult, and we weathered the storm, and we made it through. And I think we're stronger now than ever before. But it was really tough, and it was hard. I didn't want to see any of that stuff happen. It made me sad. I didn't dig it. So I most definitely feel I was forced to identify as conservative in recent years. Um, yeah, all gold. That's all I'm saying is that it's kind of the way society is working towards, and it's not necessarily what you want to do, because in a perfect world, it would be great if we could just be friends and associate and do all these things, but there are people, SEW types, things like that just don't want it. They don't want it at all. I've had friendships that have been 25 years or longer that have been severed just because I'm hanging out here in CG. So there is a price to pay. There are stuff to be aware of, and that's all I was trying to, basically tell Aaron. There's war campaign. There was other stuff there to concern yourself with. That's all. Yeah, I would never ever tell anybody who to be friends with and who not to be. You're right. I get the pros still being mad at them. Mike and Doug messed with our hobby, but they messed with the CG pros' livelihood. Yeah, and having said that, Dinky, Chrono Mechanics got caught up right in that whole whirlwind of separation. Like there was like the fan, like not fans, but the CG supporters. They were like, well, what do we do? We like Mike, but it doesn't seem like we can like Mike and these other guys, and vice versa. And so there was a lot of people feeling like they had to make a choice. But I think what has come out of everything over time is that just isn't the case. I think there are people that go hang out with Mike, in his live streams, and they come out and hang out with me or Aaron or Ethan or whoever. So I just think that people will do what they're going to do, and I think the key is to just kind of do it and be matter of fact about it. Don't apologize. Don't do anything. Just do it. Like what we're doing in the professionals, we're just doing it. We're just inviting people in. We're just hanging out with different people, and then we're just let the audience decide. If they have a problem with it, then they have a problem with it. If they think it's great, they think it's great. I think the world needs to get back to that. Let individuals decide what they're going to support and what they're not. So I have to say, I don't like it. In the day I could hang out with whoever I wanted to. I usually never talk politics or sex or religion unless they were really, really close friends, because those are always going to start fights. But nowadays, I think, to be just blunt, I think there is an evil. I think cancel culture is evil, and the one thing I think we all have in common, even Mike and Doug, is that cancel culture is bad and it needs to go away. So a dirtworm cancel culture is awful when it happens to me, but is more than okay for me to engage in a disgusting behavior. Yeah, there is kind of like this hypocrisy in it. And people are human, so there's always going to be hypocrisy and contradiction. It's never not gonna be there. Art is too much of an OG to sweat drama. Yeah, original. I don't really care about it. I don't really invest in it. But I just felt like that Aaron needed a little guidance. But I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy that gets heavy-handed with it or any of that stuff. I am finding myself now being a little bit more protective of Comicsgate, a little John Malin-ish, because I have been here for like since 2017 or for 3 years or so, or however long it's been. And so, I have said I want to retire here. So I really do think this is an amazing community, group of people. I think this is kind of lightning in a bottle. I hope we can keep going. I do feel if we can keep this thing running strong for at least another couple of years. So if we can get 5 really strong years in it and then sustain after that, like keep it going, it's going to be undeniable. We will be in the history books. This moment in time will be recorded in comic book history as a group of people and a fan base, a reader base that came disenfranchised from the mainstream and came over and created their own IPs and did their own thing. And that, as much as that Taylor C. Mitchell, it is viable. It's viable. It's making money. It's creating product. I don't know what viable even really means as far as that's concerned. But yeah, I mean, it's viable for sure. Let's see what Kevin says. Did Mike and Doug back Black and White? I'm not sure. I know I backed Mike's book, both of them. Mike, I think backed Black and White. I'm not sure though. It makes sense to give Aaron the heads up, the lay of the land, so to speak. Yeah, that's pretty much all it was. Oh, we got Jason. What's up, Jason? Hail Art. Trevor's back for the attack. It's cult mentality. The cancel culture cannot abide people stepping outside and speaking with those not in the cult. Well said. Well said. So let me, I'm going to wrap it up soon, but I want to show you these videos. Let me make sure. Okay, let's get rid of this so I don't accidentally click on that. And these are the Pedro Eng videos. They're pretty cool. He's gonna put a trailer together. So this is still work in progress, but I thought it would be fun to show you guys. So let me see. Hopefully you guys can see this. Hey, come on. So yeah, there's no sound to it yet. And then there's this one. It's white. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool stuff. So yeah, those are the Pedro Eng videos. I hope you guys saw that. I'm really not sure when I click buttons what the hell's going to happen. Hey, what's up, man? What's up? So yeah, you guys, go back Black and White, Man versus Machine. It is definitely a labor of love. This is the epic origin conclusion to the storyline, and then we're gonna keep hammering. We're gonna keep moving forward with these two characters. I love Black and White. I love Whitney Sung and Reed Blackett. They are the best things. Well, I like Chrono too. I was gonna say the best things I ever created, but I think Chrono and Black and White are both kind of equal and near and dear to my heart. So shout out to the Woodlands, yes. And so yeah, keep backing Black and White. The link is in the description. Help get the word out, please. Tweet, share out on Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. It all helps. And this is all guerrilla marketing, you guys, and I do appreciate it. Thanks to all the backers so far. You guys are making this dream happen, this dream a reality. And also go check out Aaron Lopresti's Wraith of God. He's 11 hours away from his first month, and he's a good dude. So you guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon.